family, it's your girl Kiri, and I'm back with another video. By the title, you know what this video is about. So we're gonna get right into it, but before we do that, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely turn on those post notifications so that you're notified each and every time I upload a video. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so as I stated before, you see the title, so you know what the video is about. So yes, we're going to be talking about Facebook groups for your business. And I feel like a lot of people don't talk about Facebook groups, but they can be very beneficial. I am actually in 4 Facebook groups, and they have been very beneficial for me. But I do have my handy dandy notebook, so I wanted to give you some pros and cons of Facebook groups that I've experienced that might help you, sis. So you're welcome. So first of all, the first pro is you're in a community with other men and women in the same industry. More so women, because all of these businesses are relative to the hair extension industry, not necessarily hair overall. So you're in a community with other women that's in the same industry as you. So that, you know, can be a blessing and a curse, because Facebook groups are also like networking. So you meet new people, you become, you know, acquainted with people, you have conversations, and then you just build relationships. So that's a good pro about a Facebook group. Next is you learn about different experiences with different vendors that different people have had. I know a lot, it's so many vendors that I never even heard of that I have come across in Facebook groups. And I feel like it's just a learning experience for me, because the majority of the vendors that they talk about in the Facebook groups, girl, I have thought about beforehand. I thought about, you know, inquiring about their products. And it's like, when I saw it in the group, I'm not one to just be like, okay, well, this person said it's bad, so it's bad. No, you have to do what works for you. And either way it goes, you still have to sample the hair for yourself to see if you'll have the same experience. But I genuinely believe that if more than enough people are saying this one thing about this one vendor, then 9 times out of 10 it's true. If it quack like a duck, it's a duck. So that's what I love about the group as well. I didn't have to waste a lot of time and money doing certain things with certain vendors, because I already received reviews. Because another thing too, a lot of the vendors, they're not going to give you no reviews. You know, the reviews they post are on Instagram, if they post them, are the ones they want to post. So it's also a good thing being in a group, because somebody gonna give you the receipts, they'll give you the number, pictures, everything you need to see, and you can be like, So that's a good thing. The next pro I put was, you can get different ideas for your business. No, I'm not saying copy off someone's business, but what I'm saying is, let's say this person, let's use wigs for example. So let's say this young lady sells wigs, and for a digital product, she chooses to break down how to measure a wig, just for demonstrational purposes only. So let's say she's using that as a digital product, and you're like, oh, well, she's using that as a digital product. Maybe I can do, you know, a course on how to measure visually, because she's telling you verbally. Well, obviously it's in the PDF form, but she's telling you how to do it without giving you a visual. So you would get an idea to say, oh, well, maybe I can do a video on how to actually measure your head for a wig. So that is what I mean by you'll get to see different ideas for your business. So that is a good pro about the Facebook group. Next is, it's truly a learning experience, because like I said, in some of the groups I don't respond to, I just look at what's going on, because a lot of the girls be in there tussling, and I ain't got nothing to do with that, and I ain't got time for that. I come there for one specific thing, one thing only, and that's to learn. And you have to be careful with that, because you also learn, as I said, this is a learning experience. This last pro, it's a learning experience, but you're not just learning about hair, you're learning customer service, you're learning about marketing, branding. I see a lot of people in the Facebook groups that like desperately need help, you know, and I'm not to say I know everything, but just the amount of time that I took to learn that God, you know, gave me through this process, I learned a lot more than what the average person have, and I'm so grateful for that. So that, it just showed me like a different point of view, if that makes sense, a different perspective. Like, wow, you know, some people, they really have no idea who they're selling to, or who they, you know, just that type of thing. That's what I mean by learning experience. So those are my pros for Facebook groups. Now I only have a few cons. The first one is it is a bunch of different people voicing their point of views about things. So if you come across your vendor in the Facebook group, automatically the human instinct is to get defensive because you're using that vendor and you haven't had that same experience. And it's like, someone might say, oh, well, if you're using that hair, it's trash. And then you'll get defensive and be like, well, I'm using the hair for my business. It ain't trash. Number one, you just stoop to someone else's level. And number two, you just gave away your own vendor. If you're not having that experience, then why are you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? So I learned you really have to be strong mentally, getting in groups and memberships and things like that, because there will be some times where people come across as judgmental or as very critical about something that you're doing. If you post it, let's say you just learned how to pluck and you're posting, you have to be strong mentally in these groups if you're going to be active in them. Like, I'm active in it, but I don't post certain things because there's so many people, and again, there's so many different point of views. And I'm not saying don't accept constructive criticism, but there's a difference between insults and criticism, if that makes sense. So you have to be strong mentally getting in these groups, and you don't have to respond to everything if something is directed towards you, child. You see Beyonce don't clear up nothing, okay? You see De'Ara don't clear up nothing, baby. Whatever you think, that's what you gonna think. But, I'm just making a joke. But still, you have to be strong mentally in these groups, and that's what I meant by a bunch of different people voicing their opinions about certain things. Next, people can be very judgmental, like I said. So if you're posting a product photo and you think it's the bomb, and the people is like, it's not the bomb, sis, like, don't do that. You have to be, again, strong mentally to deal with certain things. And that's just, unfortunately, that's how it's gonna be as an entrepreneur. You're putting your face, your baby, your business out there. So you have to be willing to accept criticism. You have to be willing to, just accept people possibly not liking your stuff. That's just how it goes. I mean, it is what it is. But again, you have to be strong mentally. So that is another con. And lastly, I didn't write this as a con, but I just want to say you have to make sure that you're spiritually led and not led by your flesh. And what I mean by that is, I wanted to launch my business a year and a half ago, but that was my flesh. I wasn't ready. And we have to learn to operate out of the spirit and out of the flesh, because when you operate out of the flesh, baby, you're going nowhere fast. I can tell you that. It might, like I told you in videos before, it might look like, wow, she take a long time just to, trust me. The flesh part of me have thought about that, but the spirit, what I've learned, all of these things that I've learned, just being clear about my audience, being clear about things that's going to matter in the end, it was all worth it. So when you get in these groups, what I mean by, I'm gonna give you a very clear example of what I mean by being led by the flesh. You get in these groups and you see someone doing something that may be trendy, and you're influenced, and obviously the other people who are watching are influenced, so you think it might be a good idea for you to do it. That is you operating out of your flesh. You have no business doing that. That has nothing to do with you. Being led by the spirit is doing what God told you to do, what God led you to do. God didn't lead you to do that. You led yourself to do that. That is being led by the flesh. So don't do that, sis. Focus on you and your business, and always go to God to order your steps. That is the best thing I have ever done when it came to my business, and I will never, first of all, God ain't never failed me yet. Yeah, I don't care how many courses you watch. I don't care how many courses you take, videos you watch, people you call for coaching calls. At the end of the day, God is the only one that's able to give you the power to produce wealth. So all these people, they might say, I can teach you how to make 6 figures. They can show you how they made 6 figures, but that ain't gonna be your course, okay? Because God orders our steps. So, I didn't mean to go into all that, but I kind of did, because that's what God led me to say. So just make sure you are praying before you do certain things, and you are, again, mentally strong and mentally prepared before you put yourself out there, okay? So that is all for this video. Again, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, like this video, and share this video. But please like, because when you like this video, it has the opportunity to reach other women who are dealing with the same issues we're dealing with. So make sure you please like this video and comment down below any other video ideas you want to see. Just comment and be like, hey sis, if you need some words of encouragement, like, let me know, girl, I got you. Any of that. We're a family here on this channel, and please, before you go, make sure you are following us on Instagram and TikTok at G3 Hair Collection, okay? So until next time, family, I'm out.